Hey, Real Ones, it's Tyrell Alejandro, and I'm here with
Sammy from Drain, Real Ones. Let's go.
So you've been on tour for like the past month. How's tour been for you?
Dude, so yes, we've been on tour for this past month. We got another 2 weeks. It's been awesome. We played a bunch of people who have never heard of us basically every night. There's been like a lot of days off on this run, which it's nice. We've never had that. Like,
wow.
So we've been like actually getting to do a lot of like fun things on the day off that we just never would get a chance to do. But yeah, it's been epic, man. We got a great crew, so it's been awesome.
What's your favorite thing about touring? And then what's your least favorite thing about touring?
Dude, my favorite thing is getting to hang out with all my friends. The other day we woke up, I don't know, it's like some people they have to pull teeth to get like their friends together to go get like coffee.
Yeah.
We love, getting coffee. It's like, dude, I literally wake up to my man Mac, like grab my phone, like, yo, we're here. We're at the coffee shop, and like all my best friends are here, and we just wake up and just go get coffee. Every day. So that's my favorite part, is hanging out with my friends, and then playing shows is also really sick. But that's my favorite.
No, that's beautiful.
Least favorite, being away from my wife and my dog. That's my least favorite. Especially this one was crazy because we had like 5 days off randomly, and we actually all flew home to be home. It was like 5 full days off.
Yeah, in a row.
So we were like, dude, we were on the West Coast already. Like, let's just go home. So that was really cool. But that's what I miss the most. We get to be with my wife, my dog. My wife, she knows I'm gone. My dog has no idea where I'm at. So honestly, I miss him. What up, Ben? Shout out, Ben. Yeah.
That's actually funny because my next question was going to be, what are you most excited to do once you get back? But
dude,
we kind of already got there.
Yeah, honestly, just get to, like sleep in a bed and just get to be home, walk my dog. I love just making coffee at home, kicking it. Very regular, the normal mundane stuff is so fun, and I love it. But yeah, I'm stoked.
That's real, because you were saying before, like, this is your bed.
This I say currently on right you can't really see it, but yeah, this folds out.
Where we're sitting is
we broke it
bed right here.
Yeah, we broke it on a speed bump. So it's funny. Last time we got a hotel, and it was like the first night where we weren't bouncing around, and I actually couldn't sleep that well because I've gotten used to I sleep backwards and bouncing, so it's all whacked out. It's been awesome. It's been sick.
Tell me more about like the band. How did you guys meet? Like, tell me about your origins.
We all met at UC Santa Cruz, and and like the band started at UC Santa Cruz, but it's a totally different band from when it started. It was just the Tim, our drummer, and I are like the only from original dudes, but that's where it started. And then just met other people from going to shows. Our guitar player lives. They were playing a different band. He actually played drums. We all three played drums, which is funny.
Really
but
cool.
Yeah, he played drums. And it was like one day we're hanging out. We became friends. Like, oh yeah, I play guitar a little, and like ends up being awesome. We've been doing that since 2014.
Wow.
And just like slowly but surely like chipping away and like trying to get out there. And it really wasn't until like 19, more 19 that we kind of started making a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's been it. Just like trying to have as much fun as we can and just rock and just get to experience all this together. It's been pretty epic, man.
No, that's super cool. I was listening to a podcast earlier when I was doing research on you guys, and it was saying that your band was like one of the bands that was driving like the late 2010s, early 2020s like hardcore movement.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask, like, how did that feel to be like recognized like that? But also, like, how do you feel about the state of hardcore today?
Dude, yeah, that's I mean, dude, it's so crazy because I think it's when you're so in it, you don't realize that.
Yeah.
And then you kind of takes other people to tell you that. You're like, oh, I guess our band is like getting recognized. Or people know who we are, like, and then you kind of like, oh, I guess like when we play these festivals or like these shows, it's like we're the same handful of bands that are on these festivals playing these slots. Dude, it's sick. I mean, hardcore is awesome, dude. We're one of the very lucky bands that like put a record out during COVID, which killed a lot of bands, and we were just one of the few that like it kind of helped. And then like by the time we played our first show after COVID, our record was like almost 2 years old, and people were stoked and they knew all the words and they were like really into it. So we've just been like on
they
that.
were like itching to get back out there.
Exactly. We've been doing the band for a while. I feel like sometimes even my own opinion means like so little in the grand scheme, but I love it. I'm so thankful we get to be in a band that's played these big hardcore fests and also like dip our toes into just the broader music world. I don't know, it's really cool. Like we did a headline tour earlier this summer, and it's like we started the year with like a pop punk tour, and then like we got to do our own tour and bring out like bands that we love, some bigger like Terror, some smaller like Haywire, that we were like, this band just rocks. And kids that are coming to the show that saw us at these big rock festivals or like opening for other big bands are now seeing smaller bands that they may not have seen before. So I like to think we're doing our part of like helping to keep hardcore growing, and getting new kids in front of these bands.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, dude, and just like what we're doing tonight, I mean, Knocked is doing the same thing. They're bringing a band like us out, and every night I ask, yo, who's never heard of us? And the whole room just hands go up. that's awesome, man. Like, they could have got anybody. That's sick, you know?
You know, when you see that, do you feel like you got to go a little harder? Like, you almost have, like, something to prove?
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, I mean, like, we have 30 minutes. We get 30 minutes, and I think there's 3,000 people tonight.
Yeah.
And we have 30 minutes to let them know who we are, what we're all about, and give them a reason why they should want to come back and see us again. And maybe if they're so generous, they'll pick up a shirt or something. We have one chance. And we may never be in this room again with these people. So, like, in that sense, yes. I'm like, we got to go so hard. We get no lazy nights. It's like, you know, we get to get up there, work it, rock hard, and make every second count, you know?
No,
so that's
super, super real.
We try my best. I think we've been doing a pretty dang good job on this one. It also it helps that Knock Loose's crowd and their fans are just the best. So they're like just so excited about music that like it makes it, I don't say easy, it makes it a little easier.
They show you guys a lot of love.
Dude, they show us so much love. So I'm thinking tonight's gonna be no different. Chicago's always been good to us. They're plus their fans. So we're gonna have a good time tonight.
What bands kind of inspired your guys' sound?
Dude, it's funny, kind of all over the place, man. I mean, like Terror, you know, love Terror. You know, our guitar player like loves Pantera. Kind of a mix between hardcore and punk rock and metal. And you know, just a little bit of everything. And like, you know, as much as like I don't know, I think every band wants to say like we listen to everything, but like we really try to be pretty well versed. And like, just for example, our guitar player looks like a total metal dude, but that dude could talk to you about hip hop all day long, and that's like his first like love, you know. So it's like I think we, you know, take that influence and then bring it, like, you know, we have a lot of bounce. I think that didn't necessarily come from like the thrash metal world. That came from like the hip hop world, the hardcore, you know, the groove side of hardcore, like so kind of all over the place. But yeah, dude, Terror, Pantera, I like everything, dude. I like modern bands, you know, or semi-modern bands. Like Rotting Out was a huge reason why I wanted to be in a band. I love Trapped Under Ice. You know, there's the list goes on. And it's kind of cool that it's kind of all over. People like they try to pinpoint what we are, but they can't really, and I love that.
It's like you're not just in one box.
Exactly, and that's why I think another thing too is like not only with our sound, but what we choose to do.
Right.
Because we could just do straight up hardcore only. We're like, no, dude, we started the year with the pop punk tour. Then we did our own headline tour with a bunch of hardcore bands. Right now we're on like a hardcore, metal, you know, just general like metal rock run, and it's like we could do whatever. We did a show with Blink 182. Like we'll do
that's
whatever.
Did something with Turnstile as well,
dude. One show Turnstile, I love that band, dude. They're the best. I'm stoked to be a band in the era of Turnstile, you know. And yeah, it's sick, man.
I had listened to your last album that came out last year, and man, there was this one song, Devil's Itch. You had a line on there. You said, "Life's rough, I just make it look good."
Yup, dude, nailed it. Like, let's go.
No, I heard that and I was like, yo, wait, that's kind of hard. It's kind of like, I like that. Like, what kind of inspired that line? Was there like a certain experience or like a moment that kind of made you be like, damn, this sucks, but you know what, like I wear it, you know?
Yeah, dude, I mean, thank you. I feel like you got the line right, and it's funny. We actually yes, dude. I love, that's one of my favorite ones that no one really knows amongst like the you know, my friends, you know, whatever. We be like, oh, like, dude, like this, you know, we can express what we're really feeling. Like, oh, this sucks today. This venue's or whatever. This shit at home or whatever. But it's like, at least for me, everyone's like, yo, this dude's so happy. This dude's like, yo, thank you. I mean, I do try to bring my best foot forward every day. But it's not because I've had like life fed me on a silver spoon. It just, dude, I just don't want to be like that guy. Oh, that dude's always bitching about something. You know, it's like, yeah, dude, of course. And so like when I wrote that song that was during COVID, like, dude, it was so crazy. We were like, I was like getting like evicted from an apartment. Like, it was so insane. All this crazy shit was going on, and like I had like just friends, just like people I know, just like bitching about normal. I'm like, dude, life is like, there can be so much harder. Like, and like, bro, what are you? I'm like, well, actually, I'm like, it's kind of homeless right now. Like, I'm getting like evicted. I got like a lawsuit. Like, dude, you know, not to be like the most just crazy shit. But it's like, dude, I don't want to like bring that forward. Now that song's 4 years old now. I'm like telling what that's about. You know, it's like, dude, life is hard. Make it look good. Don't like, no one wants to be that around that black cloud of a person that's just like always got bad news, always got like, dude, life's tough, but let's make it sick. Let's have fun. Let's do it, you know? So that's why I thank you for checking that out, because that actually is sick. That's like, that's one of my favorite ones that like kind of gets slept on. I like that one a lot.
One of the other songs I really liked, because it kind of caught me off guard at first, was Intermission, because of the production on the first half and then the feature from Shakewell. I wanted to ask, like, how did that collaboration come to be? Because that song and then Good Things are like the two that kind of stand out the most and are like different from like the other 8 on the album. So,
dude, total wild cards. Yeah. Dude, I mean, so kind of like what I mentioned, it's like that's actually a very true point. Yeah, like so we had this, the second half of intermission was like we were just jamming on this riff, and we're like, yo, Cody, our guitar player, he makes, you know, he produces, makes beats. We're like, dude, this would be kind of sick if you like took the notes from the riff you made, transcribed it into, you know, an FL Studio, and let's make it into like a hip hop track, and let's segue it so we can play it live and then actually kick in.
Yeah,
it's sick because there's nothing wrong with it if you have to outsource, but it's like, dude, that was all in house. That was like we wrote the song, Cody produced the beat. It was literally me and him like together, like, yo, add a kick there, add a snare, like build it up. One of my friends, Kale, rest in peace, we showed him and he was like, dude, you need to get like a rapper on this, and he's really tight with Shake, and so he connected the dots for us. Dude, he was so cool and heard it and was just like, I mean, because he comes from the hardcore world, and he was like, dude, I'd love to be on this. And so that's really how it just totally like very organic. There was no like, we didn't pay someone to make a beat, we didn't pay for a feature, it was just like homie shit, just real shit together, and it was like really awesome, and it's kind of a standout in the set. And that's all.
That's one of those songs where like thinking about how it would sound live, like that's gonna be fucking insane. Because,
dude,
like, just listening to it like on the album, I was like halfway through the project, like this is not what I was expecting the next song to sound like, right?
Dude.
And then once it transitions and like you guys come in with like the full instrumentation, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like I was literally thinking about that. I'm like, this might be one of those ones where like some bands have those songs they make just so they can perform it live because they know it's gonna be fucking insane. And I'm like, man, this has got to be one of those because I know that's gonna go so crazy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, fully, it was like as we're talking, like, yo, like, you know, like Cody's like, dude, you know, hip hop shows a lot of time, like they'll work the crowd, have them get down and jump up. So we're like, dude, let's do. So that's what we do. We hear them like, dude. So it's kind of like I was saying, it's we pull from a lot of different worlds. That was definitely like from like the love of hip hop. Yeah, I'm like the biggest hip hop head, but Cody is like, I know most what I know from him, and he's always putting us on. So it's like it's really cool to just take things from different worlds and then make it our own. Right. You know, and people like have no idea that like that's what we did there. And then Good Things. That was like, so that's a cover. It's a cover song. We all love the Descendants. The band wrote it, and I don't even remember what it was. I just like, it was during COVID. I was like, dude, like I've never sang like clean. Yeah. I just really love the song. I love the lyrics, and I was like, this almost seems like if I was to try to write a song, or like it seems like those are lyrics I would write. You know, like it hit me the same way, and I was like, that would just be really cool to try. And it was like kind of a back burner idea. And then as we like started talking this record, I'm like, dude, we should do it. And at first everyone's like, dude, are you gonna do it like try to do it your own way and like scream and do it? And I was like, dude, like no, I actually want to try to do the original justice because I love it that much. I want to get out of my comfort zone. It'd be easy for me to go up there and scream and yell. That's what I do all the time. I want to be uncomfortable. And I remember like, dude, when we tracked it, I was like nervous I never sang in front of my friends and do it, and it's like it was a real step out of the comfort zone. And dude, it was a thing too. It was like, I don't know, maybe we'll play it live, maybe we won't, we'll see. And it pops, dude, and it's so cool because kind of the same. A lot of people like think we wrote that song. As much as I like to take the credit, I'm like, dude, no, we didn't. The Descendants wrote that, and if you don't know it, you should check it out. And so hopefully we're doing our part of getting kids to check out a classic punk rock band and get to learn. They played in Santa Cruz, Descendants. They gave us a shout out before they played that song. Like, yo, I think Drain covered this. Like, yo, shout out Drain. I was like, that's so crazy.
That is super cool.
Yeah, dude. Saying it's kind of funny where it's like somewhat of a deep cut, and like, not this means anything, but like now I look on Spotify, it's like their like number 2 song. When I was like, dude, that was like a deep cut song. Not many people knew that one. So I like
that. That is cool to see like that impact in real time.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, maybe it made it a standout song for them now. 48 years after it came out, maybe it's. I mean, it's always been a dope track, but maybe it like got a new fans know it now. Maybe, I don't know. Kind of sick.
One of the other songs, I think it's my favorite so far off the album, is "Weight of the World," because that like insane guitar riff that's going through like the whole time, but especially like during the breaks, it's super prevalent. Cody's the guitarist.
Yeah,
I wish Cody was here because I wanted to ask him like how he came up with that riff.
Dude,
that riff is.
I love
fucking
that
insane.
That was one of the few songs, to be honest. Like with that record, we had like, we're like, oh, we need 10 tracks, and to be honest, that was like the last one that we wrote. I don't remember how he came up with that riff, but I love it. It's a standout one. I like. Unfortunately, we have a short set tonight, so we like can't. We don't get to play it, but yeah, I love that one. The riff's great. It's like it's one of those ones that I feel like you hear and you want an air guitar. Yeah. If it does that, like that's a win. You know,
it's one of those where like you almost make like a stank face immediately. Like you're like, oh my gosh, like
big time.
Like I'm like, oh shit, okay.
I don't know. I think that the beauty of punk rock is like you don't really have to be the best musician, you know. But on another side, it's like it is kind of sick if you can, though. You know, it's okay to practice and it's okay to like want to be better at your craft.
Yeah.
And so I love when like young kids like, and you know, I don't want to speak on Cody's behalf, but he said this too. He's like, dude, I love when young kids are there and they're like, dude, like I'm trying to learn how to play Drain songs on guitar. Like, you guys make me want to learn and get better. I'm like, that's so cool. Like, that's one of those risks for sure. I do love playing because it gives me a sec to breathe, but just to rock out, dude, it's fun.
One of the other things I was thinking about is, you know, doing some research into like your touring history. You guys have kind of been like steadily on the road since the drop of the album. So have you guys had a chance to like work on any new music while you're on the road? Is there like a new single or like new album on the way that you've had a chance to work on?
Boom, you heard it here first. Real Ones. We got a new record on the way. Like, some bands are so great at, like, it's a quality that I wish we, I don't know. I don't say I wish we had because I love the way we do everything. But like, some bands are really good and they write. It's like one dude who's like, yo, I wrote this song. I programmed on my computer. I punched drums over it. Like, this is the new song, and that's great. And we have a lot of friends bands that do it. We don't though. For us, it's like we're gonna get together and we're just gonna play it together. And it's like, so it kind of takes us a long time, and we have to do it like. Like, some bands can be like, yo, like on tour just like this, break out like their computer and just make a song. We're like, yo, we need to like not be on tour. We need to just be home and just sitting.
That's fair though,
dude. It's
fair.
I think it's worked for us well. Yeah. But I got married this summer. Dude, thank you. It's sick. I got married this summer and like we took the whole summer off. We hit it really hard, so we like, did that and just took some time to like just be home. So we did a lot of writing, and this is our last tour of the year, last tour that we have booked. We're just taking the whole winter to work on the new record and hopefully get that done like in the spring. But it's coming out really good. We're really stoked.
Awesome to hear.
Yeah, dude. I'm pumped. I love Living Proof. I'm so proud of it, and I love to see where we're at with all of those songs. Right. But I'm pretty excited to play some new stuff.
Right.
And I think that's like the thing with every record, like, you kind of like you write these songs and you start playing it live and kind of see like, okay, like the next time we do this, like these moments go really well live. I want to try to get better at doing those, like in capitalizing on what the crowd likes a lot, and for us, it's like it's always been just like sing-alongs, parts where like, the crowd can sing and interact with. So like, dude, let's try to make it like big riffs, big mosh parts, big sing-alongs, everything, just get like better at it,
Yeah.
So I think we've got like pretty good. This is like, we always have a live dude who plays bass, and it's kind of changed over the years, but like for the last like 2 years I've been like the bass player, I'd say. I'm not like great, but I played bass on the scratch tracks for Living Proof. I've been writing a lot of songs for this record, and it's been kind of cool because I don't have that skill quite there, so I'll be able to bring in like something very stripped down and then have Cody like flare it up.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, here's like, this sounds
like
catchy.
Idea. Yeah,
make it good now. So this is our first time. Maybe it'll sound like shit. Maybe it'll be awesome though. We'll find out. But yeah,
that's
dude,
super exciting to hear.
I'm pumped. I'm
really
definitely
be looking forward to that. So this is Real Ones. So one thing we like to do here is shout out a real one in your life.
Off top, it'd be my wife, obviously. She's the realest one. But
real.
I've already mentioned that enough times. I'm gonna shout. I don't know if you can pan the camera. I'm gonna shout out my man Mac Miller right here. Arguably the realest one known to man. Yeah, dude. Met this dude in person one time, and we were on the road, and we like needed a merch guy, and I literally dry DM'd this dude on Twitter like, hey man, do you want to like come on tour tomorrow and for the next 3 weeks? And he's like, for sure. And just booked a flight, came through. Now he's a bro for life. Hardest working dude that's been like doing merch, tour managing on this one. That's a real one right there. That's the face of a real one. Let's go. Love you, brother.
Shout out, Mac. Thank you guys so much. That's
dude. Thank you guys, dude. Thank you.
Really awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to go see your set now.
Dude, it's time to warm up. Gonna hit the head. Let's rock.